Hi guys, I'm cooking, trying to find something to eat after watching the Arsenal game, and I tell you, it was so disappointing. Now, you know what the problem is? The problem is, over the years, I hope people comment and subscribe. Look at the bench of Manchester United. Let's start from there. Look at the bench of Manchester United. I don't understand. They made substitutions upon substitutions upon substitutions, and then we turned around, and there was still Mata on the bench. There was still Rashford on the bench. There were still these guys on the bench. You look at Arsenal's bench. Immediately that second goal went in, I just left and turned off my TV and I started preparing food to eat. Because it's just ridiculous. It's completely and utterly ridiculous. All this Kelechi on Arsenal Fan TV that's praising Wenger to the high heavens. Stop praising this guy. This guy gave you all these people that are saying, oh, it is sad, it is sad. Let him go. They paid him 10 million every year. Let this guy go. I'm happy he's gone. I'm not sad. Forget all those things. The only thing that's making me sad is that in his belief that, oh, you can't go, according to him, you can't go against your beliefs. He lost a lot of opportunities to have won so many trophies and to have, look at all the players that left. Fabregas, Song, Van Persie, everyone left under your, what kind of manager are you? You look at the bench. We don't have game-changing players. Who do we have on the bench? Welbeck, Moria. Those are not game-changing players. Those are not game-changing. You saw it's not that Mourinho is so wonderful. It's common sense. Put crosses in the box. Oh, there's nobody to attack those crosses. What do? Fellaini is good with the header. Game changer. Put him in. Simple. They brought in Moria. What did Moria do? They brought in Welbeck. What did Welbeck do? Nothing. Nothing. So all those people that are praising Wenger, the man has destroyed it's just a common sense thing. I feel that by the time he leaves, I'm happy he's leaving. By the time he leaves, another coach comes and begins to bring out results and begins to bring in players. He's going to sit down after a year or two, ask him to reflect on his time at Arsenal. He will sit down and regret those 14 years. That he will look at it and say, you know what? I wasted it. I was being stupid. I was trying to please the board. But here came a manager who told the board, you know what? I need money to spend. If you want me to be at this place, I need to spend money. He's going to look back at the times. Okay, fine, we understand. After the building of the stadium, 2016, up to at least 2010. Koscielny, I keep on saying it. Koscielny, for me, his career would have ended at Arsenal since that Carling Cup 2010. Since that Carling Cup 2010. 8 years later, this guy is still coming out to cost us the Europa League. 8 years after. That means no improvement, nothing, no difference. The same story. So I'm preparing omelets or eggs. So I hope this will make me feel better. 8 years later, the same story. The same story. 8 years later, this guy is still making costly mistakes. After that nonsense that happened, that he did the first time in 2010, cost us a trophy. Now he came again on Thursday after 8 years. You are still making. Nobody on the bench. Nobody. So by the time all these people that are praising, oh, let us praise him. Well, no, don't praise him. Let him go in his shame. I'm happy he lost the match, so that he will look back and say, you know what, I messed up. I messed up big time. And hopefully they bring in someone like Enrique who will not take that nonsense from all those guys, who will scrap out those guys. Bellerin, all of them, they will go. They will go. All of them will go. Let's scrap all of them out, so that we can see whether we will have this thing. All this thing, Robbie, oh, he was a good man. He gave us the Invincibles. Okay, 14 years. You gave us Invincibles for how many years? 10. You did well. Then 14. We were in misery for more years than we had joy. And we should thank him. Thank him for what? They paid him to mess us up. At least from 2011, 2012, 2013, things should have changed. There was money, there was a bit of stability. Yeah? We now had purchasing power. Why didn't we go for it? Why didn't Wenger say, you know what? You know why? You know why Wenger didn't buy anybody? Because he knew that if he bought any top player, he would still not produce. He won't get the best out of them. That's why. So he knew that it would expose him. So he kept on buying 10, 12, so that I would keep on saying, oh, it is bad players, it is this. You have Aubameyang and Lacazette. Look at what is happening. Aubameyang is making runs. Xhaka, putting long ball for this guy. Why is this guy a striker? Why is he having pace if you are not going to use it? Why is Lacazette having pace? How many times have Lacazette? Wonderful, those two players, wonderful players. Positionally, they are aware. They just stay in. That's what they do. Lacazette is like Vardy. That's why Vardy couldn't refuse to come to Arsenal. Not so much because he hates Arsenal, but because he knew that the style of play would never suit him. And the next thing is that because of his pace, he will find himself playing the wings. And the guy refused to come because the style of play was not it. That guy is like Vardy. You put yourself in between defenders, or you stay with a defender. They play long balls. You outmuscle the defender, run, pick it up, hit it and score. That's what those guys do. But now, because of the style of play, they are not using them. They are passing sideways. But I mean, look at how these guys were beating defenders, dribbling. Once we get there, once there's just one guy standing there, we can't even dribble past the guy. We'll turn around and pass back. I mean, come on. This guy has messed us up big time. All for what? Money or I don't know. So let him go. Let another person, as the scripture will say, his position, let another man take. And let's see. If it's Enrique, I bet you, let Enrique come. Everybody, all these Arsenal, all these Wenger fans will sit down and say, wow, Wenger really messed us up. I feel Enrique's first season, if we remain in the Europa League, there's no way. You are confident that your coach will bring out something. Immediately we saw Atletico Madrid. Looked at the players. Who is on the bench? Who is the coach? It's going to be the same, because it's a big team. It's going to be the same sideways. They will counter attack. They will use long balls and they will score. We know the result. We know it already. One ball over the top, long crosses, or all the defenders will go forward, counter attack. By the time they turn, the whole field is empty. No opposition player. They're running. So all this nonsense Kelechi is talking. Anytime Kelechi says all these things on Arsenal Fan TV, I get very upset and I begin to wonder. You are there praising Iwobi. Oh, let us encourage him. Listen, you go to any top club, Chelsea, Manchester. Nobody has time to encourage you. Nobody has that time. If you are not willing to play, they will keep you. The next thing you find yourself in Middlesbrough. It's not here Nacho. Hey. Here Nacho now, where is he? They shift him off to Leicester. They shipped him out to Leicester. And he was scoring, no? Who had time? They look at this guy. We don't have time for this guy. Please, off you go. We are our own. Oh, don't talk to them like that. Our criticism is supposed to make them go and say, oh, they are criticizing me. After a reasonable player who has sense, instead of Bellerin going around doing fashionista, a reasonable player who has sense, after the normal training session, everyone goes. You call one or two of the technical staff and say, please sit and train with me. How do I dribble? Let me put in crosses. That's what you do. But you go finish, go and wear this thing, go to France and do fashion parade and come back on Saturday and play around nonsense. He will go. He will go. He will go. Him, Xhaka. There we go. Mustafi, Koscielny, they will all go. All of them. All of them will go. That's what reasonable players do. You sit down and say no. Cazorla was saying it. He said, I train my weaker foot. How do I train my weaker foot? After training, he stays, uses his left foot his weaker foot and hit the ball on the wall until it gets better. So what has Wenger done? Bad decision making. Who was he trying to please? The board. And that was why he was so bold. Oh, the board will keep me. I will choose when to go. Right now, they sacked him. It's clear that he was sacked. He was fired. But they sacked him in a, kind way. Oh, come on, they're not producing this thing, or, why don't you leave this thing? And looked at it. Leave this thing. If not, if you stay next season and produce kind of results, you'll be fired. So leave this thing. Leave this thing now. You've tried, you've done well. Let everyone praise you now before it gets bad. Immediately they said it was Atletico. Even you're supposed to believe. Say that Enrique was our coach. Woo-hoo! Even if we ended 1-1, definitely we would have scored more. At least Atletico were wonderful defensively. You scored one. At least let us take that 1-0. If I don't have hope on Thursday, because if we are at 1-0, I would have said okay. But this one, and you know that when we get the other side, Enrique will still pull something out of the bag. So he's going to come, buy players, and show Wenger that all those years you didn't need to be frugal. All those years you didn't need to be like that. All those years you didn't need to do all those things. All you needed to do was spend money, change your tactics. Spend money, talk to your team. He knew that he would mess up. Now Aubameyang is there, Lacazette is there. Look at what is happening. It became worse. That's why he doesn't buy those big players. Because he knows that if top names come and they still don't perform, it will expose him. Everybody will say, but this guy is not as good as we thought now. So that's this thing. So all these people at Arsenal Fan TV, Kelechi, especially Kelechi, you are running around singing, hey, today, oh, he deserves accolade. Tomorrow, what was those guys playing now? No. Be consistent. These guys are not playing well. I understand you being positive. Why would you even criticize the fans? Why are the fans staying away? After the insult they received at the AGM meeting, he himself, was he at that AGM meeting when they insulted them? Was he there? Kelechi was. I'm asking you, were you there? You weren't there. When they insulted those guys are paying money. You are telling them, oh, if you don't want to play, you are insulting the fans for staying here. You will know, in some clubs in Europe, people are even saying that the Arsenal fans were nice. In some clubs in Europe, they would have been sending Wenger death threats. They would have been sending him death threats. But the fans say, you know what, we can't sit down and watch this anymore. They stayed off and you are coming and come and support your team. Come and encourage them. Encourage who? When they were doing in Arsene We Trust, how many years ago? 2008, 2009, 2010, they were carrying banner in Arsene We Trust. Wasn't that enough encouragement for him to look at it and say, you know what, these guys are putting hope in me. Let me change. He still refused to change. And then everyone has seen him for who he really is. And you're sitting down there and saying, encourage. Mind yourself, guy. If you don't have anything to talk, if you want to be a musician, go and do music. If you are coming on Arsenal Fan TV, stop saying all this. The player has played well. Encourage you, will be guy. By the time Enrique comes, that you will be won't be at that place again. Forget. Yes, he's a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian. See, we will not watch what Victor Moses is doing. That's the type of person. Those people don't need you to come and encourage them. They will play their ball. So we are tired of you yourself that you are talking. How will you build the core of your team on someone like Iwobi? How would you do that? It's okay.